Now, I've just got an SMS line while we are speaking here from Prakash Javadekar, BJP spokesperson, who says, "Who detained Kejriwal? Nobody. Why does Times Now not ask the Election Commission?" Well, we will. We will. Piyush Goyal is with us, Derek O'Brien and Mr. Kesavan. Kamal Mitra Chennai is with us. We would have expected some kind of an explanation, or at least, an expression of regret from the Aam Aadmi Party at what they did today, which some people say is an overreaction to the detention of Arvind Kejriwal. But they question Piyush Goyal. They say that Arvind Kejriwal was treated badly. There was no police apparatus when he landed. He was exposed to violence. He was shown black flags. The windows of his car were broken. And that was the reason why the Aam Aadmi Party workers decided to protest outside the BJP office. So let's begin by setting the record straight on that one. Is that the case?
Well,
would you not have apprehended that something wrong could have happened if Arvind Kejriwal was there? So if you want to avoid us creating a situation, the best thing to do is to give the kind of protection that Arvind Kejriwal probably requires when he goes to take on Modi in Gujarat.
Arnab, let's first set the record straight. Arvind Kejriwal went to Gujarat. The government made all the necessary arrangements that are required. In any case, Mr. Kejriwal does not take the protection. We have to force protection on him, which was done. In any case, as the Model Code of Conduct has come into operation, the police does not report to the state administration. It reports to the Election Commission. I am sure with all these years of experience that you and all the other journalists have, you know what is the Model Code of Conduct and what triggers in as soon as the elections are announced. You are required to take permission of the Election Commission before you take out convoys of vehicles. And I think what the police did is between the Election Commission and the police, we have no role to play in that. And in any case, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal's convoy is usually tracked by the media. So there must be enough footage to show that there was no BJP workers, there were no BJP leaders, nothing was done by anything to do with the BJP. So I don't know what false allegations they are making. They are an anarchist party.
No, so
their leader has announced.
So who blocked this path? Who showed the black flags? Who broke the windows of his car, as he says? Who did that?
I don't know. You should ask him.
Who broke the windshields of his car?
I have not seen any broken windshields.
Why was he detained?
We would have to. We did not detain.
Why was he detained and then let off?
Friend, there is the Election Commission of India.
Well, the collector of Patan in Gujarat detained him. He's part of. The collector of Patan in Gujarat detained him. His name is H.N. Thakkar.
Well, you should ask the Election Commission.
Was he asked to detain him?
Please ask the Election Commission. After the Model Code comes in, the police responds to Election Commission rules. We are not responsible. He was to have taken permission of the Election Commission, and no convoy is permitted once the Model Code comes in. Neither can you or I go in convoys without the permission. So please ask that question to the Election Commission, not to me.
There are, I want to show some pictures today of, with the stone pelting that was going on outside 11 Ashoka Road at the Aam Aadmi Party. 400 odd members surrounded the BJP office. Now, the Aam Aadmi Party workers were pelting stones at the headquarters. Then there was a chair flung from inside the BJP headquarters. The Aam Aadmi Party leader Ashutosh, and those are Aam Aadmi Party workers pelting stones. Then the Aam Aadmi Party leader Ashutosh scales the BJP gate. Some of them go forward and bring down the BJP billboard. Then there are fire engines which come in. The Aam Aadmi Party workers climb the fire engines, and then there is an open clash between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP workers, which goes on in two different sessions. Mr. Kesavan, in this particular case, if your party office was surrounded by 400 workers of the Aam Aadmi Party, right, and if they were to pelt stones, if one of their leaders, say Mr. Kejriwal, was to be detained for 25 minutes in a Congress-ruled state, who would you blame and who would you defend?
Rajdeep, let's not make it about the Congress party, but I just want to say this to you today. I don't want to play politics over this because it's a very ripe subject for any other political party to take advantage of. But as an Indian, as an individual, in the country, I just want to, ask a few questions. First thing is, if you ask me if we have to feel ashamed, yes. If you ask me if what happened is shameful, yes. If you ask me what happened should be, blatantly condemned, yes. But if you ask me whether we are surprised, the answer is a definite no. Because that is the history of the two parties you're dealing with here. On one side, I don't want to take cudgels with BJP. Let us, define BJP in the way that their newfound ally Ramvilas Paswan described them 3 months ago. He said it's Bharat Jalao Party. That's what he said. And he said RSS is the transmitter and BJP is just the channel. Right from the days of Mahatma Ji, when an environment was created, and right up to now, even, when Mr. Advani Ji refused to go to the National Executive and the way they violently protested, we clearly know what are the antecedents of the BJP. And on the other side, you should take the Aam Aadmi Party. It's a 48-week party in just 48 days.
No, how is that relevant in today's context?
I'm coming here.
The relevance in today's context. 1 second, Piyush Goyal is responding to Piyush Goyal. Piyush Goyal is responding to Mr. Keshavan. No, listen to the response. Mr. Goyal is responding and I'll come back to you. Yes, Mr. Goyal.
I think this gentleman does not seem to know what is your question or what is the subject of the debate.
Please.
He has moved the needle to some irrelevant issues because he does not realize that he is actually playing into the arms of an anarchist party. But in any case, we believe the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party are playing into each other's arms. They are so mortally scared that Mr. Narendra Modi will come and solve the problems of this country.
Didn't you play into the Aam Aadmi Party's hands? Didn't you play into the Aam Aadmi Party's hands when your party workers responded by throwing chairs from inside the BJP headquarters? Did you not play into the Aam Aadmi Party's hands? It's all right for Rajnath Singh now, Piyush Goyal, to come out and say, well, he has tweeted that I want peace, I want nobody to raise a finger. But what was happening in Lucknow today? Were your party leaders responding in a civilized manner? That's the question that Mr. Keshavan throws back at you. And I think he has a counter response. While we talk about this, we play some more.
Understand the meaning of India? No, understand the meaning of the values and the which we got hard fought. And let me just put one question to you, Arnav. It's a thought-provoking question.
One at a time.
My thought goes to two people today in India and what they'll be thinking. One, Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, if he was watching this, and one Anna Hazare if he was watching this. What would they be thinking today? And what kind of pain would they be feeling today? And let me tell you one thing. I don't know what these two great leaders think, but I know what the people of India were thinking. They are ashamed. They have seen something which they never want to see, and they are afraid. I think the first day that the Election Commission conduct has come, and these people have weakened democracy and will deter the people from going to the polls. People will be afraid of going to the polls and voting. These people don't have an agenda of development. They want to digress, deflect, distract, and deviate from the main agenda.
A quick response from the BJP before I go to Derek O'Brien. Piyush Goyal, did you respond when the Aam Aadmi Party told the Delhi police workers to give up the uniform and join the protest? Did you take a position then, Mr. Keshavan? No. You were a silent spectator of what was going on at that point of time. And hence, you should take some responsibility for what's happening now. Yes, okay.
I'm so glad.
By the way, I have some pictures that are coming in. Ladies and gentlemen, 1 minute. Piyush Goyal, just a minute. I have pictures that are coming in from Allahabad, where there are BJP workers who are, I think they're burning some Aam Aadmi Party caps. So, it's not violent, but in a viral manner, this is not what we want on the day national elections are announced. Piyush Goyal is responding. Derek, coming to you. Yes, Piyush Goyal.
Short points. I'm glad the Congress representative took the name of Mr. Vajpayee and Anna Hazare.
Mr. Piyush Goyal.
Both very illustrious sons of the soil, whom the Congress had put behind bars, whom the Congress had put into jail, and now I'm so glad that they are feeling sorry for them. I think they should feel sorry for the actions of the Congress. As regards the Allahabad scene,
your party workers in Allahabad have taken Aam Aadmi Party caps and are burning them. Piyush Goyal, your party chief says.
The Aam Aadmi Party workers
Piyush Goyal, listen to me.
It must be the Aam Aadmi Party workers themselves who today realize
these are BJP workers.
How do you say that? They have hitched on to the wrong party and now they are burning their own caps because they've realized they went to the wrong people.
Why are you making it about the Congress,
I think it's the Aam Aadmi
workers. Please,
I think
to the nation.
I mean, I don't see
I think both sides have not realized the enormous risk that this runs. I am concerned. We don't want this election. It's all right if parties are ferocious, disrespectful and violent with each other verbally on Twitter. But this is not Twitter. This is the real world out there. And I think, you know, this provocative politics, somebody will have to intervene. Derek O'Brien, you fear this spreading, and your comment on what's happening before we go back to the national picture. Derek.
Today, since it's first day, first show after the dates were announced, in contrast to what was happening in Delhi, in contrast to what was happening in Ahmedabad, all that negativity, I'm so proud across party lines in Bengal, whether it was the Trinamool or the left. At 3:30, the Trinamool announced their Lok Sabha list of candidates. At 4:30, the left front announced their Lok Sabha list of candidates. Of course, we have our differences. Of course, we have different views. But it was all very peaceful, all done in very good taste. And I think that was a great start today in Bengal. And we certainly hope right up to May the 16th.
Okay, okay, fine. So you pitched the Trinamool Congress. Come on track about the subject. You pitched the Trinamool Congress, but tonight we are really worried. The worry is party leaders say one thing and do another.
I'm trying to tell you, Arnav, in all this negativity today, I'm not pitching the Trinamool Congress. In all this negativity today, in all this violence today,
fine, I got your point.
There's a lot of peace and harmony, and the left front hate us. We do not agree with their ideology, but we still announced our candidate.
Fine, you are wonderful.
And it was a celebration. It was the beginning of a carnival of democracy.
No, that's all right. You know, now both sides what's happening. This is no carnival of democracy. This is the greatest nightmare that we can see in democracy ever. In fact, Vinod Mehta and Aarti Jairat, no, I am talking about what's happening nationally, because yeah, you know, I haven't seen, even Piyush Goyal on the News Hour tonight is not coming and saying that it's pathetic if BJP leaders are burning camps.
No, but I'm saying
it's pathetic if there's any way in which provocation happens. I am not talking, Piyush Goyal, I am not talking about actual violence. I am saying tomorrow.
You cannot decide to attribute it to my workers. It is the Aam Aadmi Party workers who have decided enough is enough, and they are probably burning their own
camps. And if it is your workers, then what do you say? If it is your workers, then...
But it is not my workers. My workers don't...
If it is your workers, then...
My workers don't...
How do you know they are not your workers? How do you know they are not your workers?
But how do you know they are my workers? I'm telling you,
well, you know, will you say today that those people... Will you say today that those people who carried out the Gundaism outside the BJP headquarters when they were surrounded there, and I want to go to those pictures earlier today, who did what they did when the Aam Aadmi Party supporters surrounded the BJP office, were they also not BJP workers?
My friend,
you're both responding to this. You want the politics of violence and polarization.
BJP workers remained calm and composed. They started pelting stones. We had ladies and girls and workers of the party working inside. I would like to ask the Aam Aadmi Party. They are now talking, Mr. Bhushan, and you are giving them so much television space. That's the only purpose that the Aam Aadmi Party is doing all this. They are looking for media space. They have found they have no relevance in the political scene.
Vinod Mehta.
And I think they are only looking good or bad. Any publicity is what they want.
Well, blacking out the facts is also no response, sir. Sir, blacking out the facts is no response, sir. Vinod Mehta.
Arnab, I've been stuck in a traffic jam for the last 45 minutes. But I don't understand what's going on. I mean, I'm just very confused.
Is it not apparent to you?
I mean, it seemed like David versus Goliath.
David versus Goliath?
I mean, for the BJP to take on the Aam Aadmi Party in Gujarat. I mean, I'm sorry, can you give an executive summary of what happened?
Well, Arvind Kejriwal, I'm happy to do so. Arvind Kejriwal was detained for anywhere between 25 minutes to 1 hour when he was in Patan in Gujarat. The official there says Arvind Kejriwal was stopped to explain why he had not taken prior police permission for his roadshow, which is a legitimate requirement of the election code of conduct that is now in place because national elections were announced this morning.
So that is the trigger.
Yes, so that is the trigger. In response to that, 400 workers of the Aam Aadmi Party land up outside the BJP headquarters and all hell breaks loose.
But where?
There is stone pelting. Ashoka Road. Ashoka Road in Delhi.
But what's happening in Lucknow?
Then it went viral in Lucknow. The Aam Aadmi Party workers also went to the BJP headquarters in Lucknow and there was violence in Lucknow. Now we are seeing that kind of response coming from other parts of Uttar Pradesh as well. So who do you blame? And we saw in the evening a press conference of Prashant Bhushan completely justifying everything, saying we are the victims here. Our people have been hurt. Our people are at the hospital.
What is the BJP saying?
And what he also said, or no?
Well, you've heard what the BJP said. I've given you...
What Prashant Bhushan also said was that they only threw the stones and bricks that were thrown at them. Yeah. Now, that was not what happened, because cameras captured it all, and cameras captured large bricks being thrown by the Aam Aadmi Party workers. Of course, there were chairs, plastic chairs that were thrown from inside the BJP.
Whatever happened to Arvind Kejriwal in Gujarat...
Where Prashant Bhushan says Arvind Kejriwal's car was smashed, the windscreen was broken, black flags were thrown. I mean, surely there must have been press reporters there. Can we get that footage whether that's correct?
All press reports...
I'm likely to believe that Kejriwal got a hot reception in Gujarat. It seems quite plausible.
Okay. So in other words...
He was going into the lion's den.
Okay. No, so he got a hot reception. Fine. Piyush Goyal, respond. He got a hot reception in Gujarat. He was going into the lion's den, and it is David versus Goliath.
No, Vinod
Mehta throws it back at you.
I'm confused. Some hope, but the fact is, Arvind Kejriwal has been recorded live. Why don't you put out footage to show that nothing of the sort happened? It's between the Election Commission and the police. The BJP believes in free expression, free speech, free campaigning. We don't need to do these type of things. It's the Aam Aadmi Party which believes in anarchy. Now, if Mr. Vinod Mehta believes that the anarchists are to be supported,
are you saying that the police broke Arvind Kejriwal's windscreen?
We did not.
Are you saying that the Gujarat police broke the windscreen of Arvind Kejriwal's car?
We did not have anything to do with it. We are not involved. We abhor any violence of any sort.
So who broke the windscreen of his car?
I think you'll have to ask the Election Commission and the police, because after the model code came into operation, the police goes as per the Election Commission direction. And I think the Aam Aadmi Party has believed in this kind of policies for far too long. We do not indulge in these type of things.
There is a great deal of confusion. No. But for the ordinary citizen watching this will believe that when Kejriwal goes to Gujarat and these things happen to him, it cannot be without the complicity of the state government.
Right. So you're saying, so you believe
that what state government can't do anything.
Gujarat incident I believe in. The Gujarat incident.
Kejriwal says that the police in Gujarat acted on orders from the top.
Can they do that?
He said the police acted on orders from the top. Modi was sending people with black flags. It is Modi who is responsible. Modi who is insecure about his campaign, and therefore, you know, he says there were instructions sent to DSPs to stop Kejriwal under any circumstances. No, he may be saying this to justify what has happened now.
We would like to see a copy.
These instructions have come from Modi. This is the former chief minister.
That's what he's alleging. There is no quantifiable proof of it.
Yeah. So now is he alleging that a former chief minister is saying that another chief minister is actually instigating people?
And Kejriwal,
I can see a clear game plan here.
The background to this
election is going to be one of the most violent elections we've ever seen. And what are we asking of the Election Commission?
The background of this must be
against stone throwers. I am appalled that political parties that are saying we'll cleanse the electoral system, and I come from a state where I've seen the worst violence in elections.
The background of this must be Kejriwal's decision to stand against Narendra Modi from Gujarat, and they don't like that, and they want him out, and they want him not to contest.
Kejriwal's instruction to beat, Modi's instruction to beat.
Just a while back, and we'll go to the news about the elections in just a minute. But just a while back, we were sitting here, and Kamal Mitra Chenoy said, "I'm extremely sorry as an Aam Aadmi Party member at what has happened." You have come out and seen Prashant Bhushan not just justify what has happened, but create a basic argument which can be used by the Aam Aadmi Party workers for further violent response. Mr. Kamal Mitra Shenoy, tell me, are you happy with the way the Aam Aadmi Party is taking this to the next level? Is this the politics that you wanted to do when you came in the first place? Is this the politics that you believed in when you became a member of the Aam Aadmi Party?
In the first place, there are obviously two narratives. One that I was responding to, and one that Prashant gave the Aam Aadmi workers. I think the important thing to do now is to stop this going viral, to stop this violence.
As what Prashant Bhushan has said, does it stop it from going viral? Has the entire preamble out there, Prashant Bhushan, when he was talking here, that we were the affected party, not once speaking about the fact that 400 Aam Aadmi Party workers surrounded the BJP office. Is that the narrative of stopping this from further violence?
But I think...
is it?
I think that there is still
is it,
time...
Sir?
No.
Is it?
No, this is not the narrative which you have shown us here and we've seen.
Well, we've shown a live press conference.
Precisely.
That press conference.
No, even before that I saw it at headlines today. So that, there's no doubt about that. But obviously the provocation is based on this narrative. That Arvind Kejriwal went there, the Gujarat government attacked him, his car was smashed, whatever.
Kamal, you need to cool it now.
I've been saying that.
No, 1 second.
I've been saying that.
You need to cool it now.
I agree with that.
Sorry, what is going viral now seems to be BJP violence. Because what's happening in Allahabad is what the BJP is doing. Aam Aadmi Party has not provoked anybody in Allahabad.
And what strength has the Aam Aadmi Party got in Allahabad? How does the Aam Aadmi Party take on BJP in Allahabad and Lucknow?
Clearly, it was planned. So both sides are doing it.
So what?
No, I'd say another thing.
Why are we talking about this? Piyush Goyal. Today, the largest elections in the world have been announced. Let's not forget that as well. The largest. Those are the pictures that are coming in from Allahabad. Those are the pictures that are coming in from Allahabad there. Now, those are clearly BJP workers burning Aam Aadmi Party flags, which Mr. Piyush Goyal says are not. But let's not move away from the biggest story of the day today, which the whole world is talking about. The largest elections in the world announced. In 2014, it's getting bigger. Let me put a brief synopsis and Navika can take us through the synopsis. We have 9 phases. When does it start and how does it continue? Navika, take us through the phases. We'll put the we'll put the graphics out.
The election
diverted the whole attention of. Is there a conspiracy theory here that today, when the biggest election in the world has been announced, that this incident has happened?
Well, certainly I do not believe anything happens without planning and warning, and everybody is sort of milking the present situation for their own political advantage. The question is that both sides should not be allowed to. If the Chief Election Commissioner is watching this tonight, he should immediately intervene instead of pretending that he cannot. Navika, tell us about the phases of the election.
In fact, the Chief Election Commissioner spoke to me some time ago and said exactly that. They're seeking reports of all these incidents because that's not the beginning they want to these elections. This morning he announced, he didn't call it phases of polls, but 9 days of polling that he said. The first day of polling is 7th of April. It goes on the 9th, on the 10th, 12th of April. And the last day of polling is on the 12th of May. Counting will be done on the 16th of May. So we will have a new government, hopefully a majority government on the 16th of May. And we'll know who the Prime Minister will be, unless, of course, we have a fractured mandate. And once again, we have a situation where a cobbling up of parties really begins. 16th of May is the day when India should have the biggest democratic elections. In an election where 10 crore new voters have been added on, a new government will be chosen on the 16th of May.
Joining in on the debate, Mehboob Beg of the NC, Naresh Gujral of the Akali Dal. We have Mr. Keshavan of the Congress Party. And of course, Piyush Goyal stays with us. Let's go to you, Naresh Gujral. Election dates announced in terms of leadership. 30 days to tango for the elections. And then 40 days of the elections. As far as leadership is concerned, how do you think both sides are poised? Is your side weak? Would you begin by assuming that your side, without a leader of the UPA, but the leader of the Congress being Rahul Gandhi, is weak?
Well, we are very lucky that we have no contest at all. The leadership of the UPA is a laughing stock today in the country. So in that sense, we have a huge advantage when it comes to leadership. And the second point is that Congress will try very hard and the UPA will try very hard to make this into a secular versus communal divide. But the real issue today is the economy, its growth, its control of the rising prices, and its control over crony capitalism as well as corruption.
Well, Mr. Naresh Gujral, thanks for your opening remarks. Mr. Keshavan already raised his hand there. Yes, Mr. Keshavan.
The Election Commissioner announced, the detailed schedule. Arnab, he very specifically said there are 10 crore new voters, and he said most of them would be young. Then there was a purported debate saying that because all of them are young, will they gravitate towards Rahul Gandhi ji? And because of the age factor, will it affect Narendra Modi? I don't think the age factor will affect Narendra Modi ji, but I think the problem is not his age, but the age of his ideas, and the age of the ideas of the RSS, and the age of the ideas of the BSP, which are trying to take us back to the dark ages. The elderly gentleman talked about secularism, and Ravi Shankar Prasad ji was mentioning, he talked about secularism as a card. And when they talk about minority communities, they compare them to puppies. Secularism is a fundamental ethos, it's the core of India. So let us not trivialize it. And let me come back to one important point here.
We're talking about leadership. Why are you moving to secularism very comfortably? Are you uncomfortable with talking about leadership? Mr. Kesavan, each time anybody talks about leadership, you take sucker under secularism. We'll talk about secularism at 10 o'clock. It seems you're on a losing wicket as far as secularism is concerned.
First, it was called the NDA, National Democratic Alliance. There is no democracy. Today, there was a news item that said that when a meeting happened on February 27th, Mr. Advani had said, somebody remarked that Rahul ji has said, Mr. Narendra Modi is making it a one-man show. When they said they should counter it, Advani ji had said, Rahul ji is right. So, National Democratic Alliance, by forcing Mr. Modi, has become National Development Alliance, which they touted to be. I want you to give me a minute to just explain and puncture this National Development Alliance. And they say that they want to replicate Gujarat's model in India. I want you to go to September 16th for a two-bench High Court headed by Bhaskar Bhattacharya. The Chief Justice of Gujarat and Mr. J.D. Pardiwala said 90% of the roads in Gujarat, Ahmedabad, are not even functional. Is this the growth story you want to replicate? Let me give you one more example. There is this, it is a very good development. There was this gentleman called Chinubai Gohil.
And what about the scams of this week? What about the scams of this week? And let me show the picture of the day. Let me show the picture of the day. Let's see if the Congress representative has a response to the picture of the day. And ladies and gentlemen, the political picture of the day. Pawan Verma, welcome. Gaurav Bhatia, welcome. I think the political picture of the day is, without doubt, the picture of the great warmth shown between Ashok Chavan and Rahul Gandhi. That picture must not be missed. Don't shake your head out there. I know it embarrasses you deeply, Mr. Kesavan. I know you have no response. I know when I will show those pictures out there, which I will do in just a minute, it will remind you of what Rahul Gandhi had said. What had Rahul Gandhi said about Ashok Chavan? We will take action. What did Rahul Gandhi promise? We will bring forth a new kind of the Congress party. We will act against Ashok Chavan. I don't agree against the protection the state government is giving to Ashok Chavan. And where does it all land up? Gaurav Bhatia, where does it land up? It lands in this moment. Can you tell Mr. Kesavan what in your view? Okay, Mr. Naresh Gujral is coming in. Yes, Mr. Gujral.
Will you also show pictures of congressmen massacring Sikhs on the streets of Delhi? That is what they mean by secularism. I hope you will also show those pictures.
Why don't you show a picture with Yedurappa coming back?
Why? Gaurav Bhatia, yes.
Yeah, I think, Arnab, the earlier debate also highlighted a grave concern for the nation. And I think, these two parties, the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP, which offer themselves as an alternate to the nation, have failed miserably. And I think terms like hooliganism, Gundaism is so very evident in their deeds now. The frustration is out in the open. And now another height of hypocrisy is that somebody in the Congress who is supposedly leading from the front and trying to set an example, but he doesn't set an example when it comes to actually taking action. He is in fact seen with these people, and these very parties then come out in the open and they preach lessons of harmony, of anti-corruption crusaders. Where are these leaders now? Is Mr. Kejriwal today not answerable to tell the nation why his workers are indulging in such hooligan acts? I think this is the time when he should come and voice his opinion. I think, it is a very unfortunate day when BJP as well as Aam Aadmi Party as well as the Congress are indulging in such deeds, which is shaking the very confidence in them.
Up by his father yesterday. You're not in a strong position to talk about leadership in any case, the Samajwadi Party, but I don't necessarily want to just put you in a weak spot on that. As far as leadership is concerned, it is abject and missing in the Samajwadi Party up to the point
it is unfortunate,
where the Chief Minister has to be pulled up by his father almost like an errant child is.
Please bear with me.
I'm not balancing out here. I'm just telling you the facts.
Please bear with me.
Pawan Verma, what do the pictures of Rahul Gandhi with Ashok Chavan indicate as far as the whole leadership issue is concerned?
I am aware of the facts. But allow me to complete myself. The only thing that I want to say is that there are issues related to Samajwadi Party and we discuss them. But then when there are other issues that are shown on your television, I think we are entitled to speak about those parties and their true colors. At that time, you getting another ancillary issue which has been discussed earlier is not being fair to my party. So today I think, we should discuss what has been shown on your screen.
Which issue? You want to go back to the Kejriwal?
You've invited and I've discussed those issues.
Okay, so you want to go back to the Kejriwal? No, so you want to go back to the Kejriwal BJP fight?
Yes, I want to go back to them.
But you want to talk about
I want to go back to them because they are showing their true colors tonight. They have shown how they've behaved like goons, and I think now from now onwards,
the harsh language that you use for the Samajwadi Party, beating up doctors and indulging in complete gundaism in Uttar Pradesh.
Hear me out.
Anyway, let the BJP respond. I think your question is aimed at the BJP. I think your question is clearly aimed at the BJP, and I'll give them a chance to respond because you asked them 3 times.
Same harsh words.
So, Gaurav Bhatia goes back to today's incident and basically puts the focus back on you. Piyush Goyal, your response to him?
It's not a focus on me. It's either a focus on the anarchy of the Aam Aadmi Party or the rules of model code of conduct, which I think apply to all parties uniformly. We respect the election commission and our democratic system. If Samajwadi Party does not respect it, let them answer for it. But clearly today the Aam Aadmi Party exceeded all limits of decency. They have attacked our office with stones and pelted our young girls and women leaders who were inside. I think it's time now for the nation to sit back and see the kind of leadership that all these parties are throwing before the people. You have on the one hand an immature leader. You have a leader who refuses to become a leader.
So going
you have
back
a leader who says he believes in ideas.
Going back to the issue.
Of progress.
So fine. So we
judge them.
You should judge them.
You have a set of leaders who want to create some front, which
and
is
you
by
should
itself
condemn
a
in the
failed
strongest
front.
words possible.
And you have only one tall leader.
That's the only request I'm making.
Mr. Narendra Modi, who provides vision to the country.
If we are going to talk about leadership, let's be frank, Mehboob Beg, why does Sharad Pawar think Rahul Gandhi is a weak leader? Why does Sharad Pawar think Rahul Gandhi is a weak leader? Will this not impact even your party, Mr. Beg?
You asked that question to Sharad Pawar, not to Mehboob Beg, who belongs to National Conference. I can tell you anything you...
He's an ally of the Congress and so are you.
Of course,
Look how you're dodging it.
I can answer for my own party,
clearly,
but I can't answer for his party.
Clearly dodging it. So why can't you answer it? You have any doubts on Rahul Gandhi's leadership?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So Rahul Gandhi is a strong leader?
Of course. What is the problem? Because Arnab, the problem is that you have concluded
why was he described as a weak leader by the NCP?
Gone on the counting day and you have come out with the results.
No, I haven't, but I'm keeping in mind the fact that you also presumably agree.
Having parliamentary democracy, we haven't changed to presidential form of democracy. And I remember way back in 80...
Yeah, but there are doubts over Rahul Gandhi's ability to lead as the Prime Minister within the UPA ranks.
Abundantly clear, Arnab. He has said that we are going to elect MPs and MPs will then elect the Prime Minister. That's how things are done in our
That's a theoretical line. It makes no difference. That's a theoretical line. That's a theoretical line. Look how you dodge the question. Look, Mr. Kesavan, your ally dodged the question on leadership.
Presidential form of democracy.
But the issue you can't dodge is this. You talk about leadership and come back to Rahul.
Oh, come on, we haven't changed.
The way the BJP and
parliamentary democracy and we don't want presidential form of democracy. How come we are here to talk about personality cult? This is dangerous not only for the BJP but for the entire country.
No, what is dangerous? What is dangerous? Sharad Pawar said, Pawan Verma, Sharad Pawar said on December 9th, people want, Sharad Pawar said people need strong, decisive and result-oriented leaders. They do not want,
one individual, and they have...
Sharad Pawar said people do not want weak leaders. Who was he talking about? Who was he talking about? Sharad Pawar said, Pawan Verma, people do not want weak leaders. People want decisive leaders. Who are the weak leaders he was talking about?
No, Arnab, once again, I must join Mr. Mehboob Beg by saying that a question must be asked to Sharad Pawar. But I want to make a comment on weak and strong leaders. Obviously, the country doesn't want weak leaders. But obviously, the country wants to define what is meant by a strong leader. A strong leader who rides roughshod over democratic niceties, who builds a personality cult around himself, who has a will to power irrespective of what the consequences are for the nation, is not the kind of strong leader we want. We want a focused, decisive, democratic, secular leader in this country. So this debate, it cannot be talked about in abstract.
Like Nitish Kumar.
Now, the other question I want to ask, I didn't name him, Arnab, you did. The second question I want to ask is, what are we debating today? Are we still talking about what happened between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP, or has the subject changed?
Well, one second. We can debate that. If you have a point of view on it, you can certainly express your point of view on it, because I think what has happened today is not divorced from the fact that today the national elections were announced. However, I do not want to spend the entire time on the news are debating that, because these hooligans do not deserve more than required time even on the national media, and I want to underline that fact. No, I wanted to underline that fact, that we are discussing leadership today. And look here, Pawan Verma, an excellent debater like you, a person gifted with words, very carefully ducks the question on whether you think Rahul Gandhi is a strong leader. I asked two people, one an existing UPA ally and one a potential UPA ally, which is the JDU. The question on Rahul Gandhi.
Or have you just missed the bus? Have you just missed the bus, Mr. Pawan Verma, because Lalu has announced his alliance. So your flirtation with the Congress and a secular front, which you were talking about, is that over?
I think the Congress and the RJD have missed the bus, not the JDU. The JDU never made one first move to form an alliance with the Congress party. It looked to the centre for the granting of a special category status for Bihar, for which there are objectively verifiable reasons, and the whole population of Bihar is behind it. That's a separate matter. As regards weak and strong leadership, and you're talking of leadership, let me say to you, what do we choose from? The BJP speaks of a leader who believes that the crusade against corruption is important in this country, and then welcomes Yediyurappa in. The Congress leader speaks about a crusade against corruption and joins hands with Lalu Yadav, a person who's leading a party and who has been convicted for corruption and has been jailed and is out on bail. So this country cannot take its voters for a ride anymore. The people of India cannot be treated as dumb dolls to be twitched by anyone who makes a tall claim. The people of India will judge.
Arnab.
Okay, we let that go unreported. No, Piyush Goyal raised his hand. Vinod Mehta coming to you. Yeah, Piyush, quickly, and then Vinod Mehta.
Arnab, it's a very sad day that a very esteemed person like Pawan Verma suddenly finds himself rootless, because neither did the party that he tried to defend for so long provide any alternative vision, any idea, any alternative agenda before the nation. Like a tape recorder, they repeat the same story. They are not realizing the popularity that Mr. Narendra Modi is garnering all across the nation, including in his own state of Bihar, where everybody knows, every opinion poll shows that Mr. Nitish Kumar and Mr. Pawan Verma's party is decimated. The people are looking up to Mr. Modi to provide visionary and decisive leadership, and his track record of integrity and honesty, his track record of all-round development, 24 hours power, water in every village, The fact that the roads
okay, fine. Don't pull out the development record of the BJP again. We know it by heart. The number of times you've repeated it. He wants to respond to you. It's a political debate. He wants to respond to you. Pawan Verma is responding straight to you. You too need to answer questions about the ability of Mr. Narendra Modi to build alliances. You haven't addressed that. You haven't addressed the concerns that the JDU raised. You haven't addressed the fact why Mamata Banerjee, your former ally, has criticized Modi. Well, you haven't answered the question about Mayawati, a former ally in Uttar Pradesh, her position on the BJP and Modi. So don't think you're running home with all the allies yet. Yes, Pawan Verma, quick response. But before that, Vinod Mehta. Who's running away with the alliances? Vinod Mehta.
I just want to say
Vinod Mehta.
Strong
all your
leadership
questions.
Yeah.
You can't just ask a question and run away.
And we must
give me time to rebut.
But can I give a rebut, Arnab? Can I come in with a rebut?
That overwhelming majority of people in this country think Mr. Modi is a strong leader.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't run away from that.
So you think Pawan Verma is running away from that?
Well, that's Pawan Verma's business.
But is he running away from that? It appears to me.
Because you can say that I don't agree with him, I don't like him. But the contemporary reality must be reflected.
Fine. Point is well taken. Aarti wanted to come in. Pawan Verma wanted to respond to... Pawan Verma, you want to respond first to Piyush Goyal very quickly? Did you go on the wrong foot? Mr. Kesavan raises his hand. The Congress party wants to come in. Yes, Mr. Kesavan.
So can I respond to Piyush?
I didn't address that.
Can I respond to Piyush?
Here is a man who's been traveling all across the country, who's been working hard.
Mr. Kesavan first.
He has captured the imaginations of the youth. I mean, he is really a figure where people look up to, and he has not taken any position for so long. And you have on the other side somebody talking about me, myself, and me. And let me talk about this, purported wave of Mr. Narendra Modi. Please don't forget. Even the Election Commission has written to the Law Ministry about these so-called polls, which the News Express sting exposed to 11 agencies. We're tweaking figures to show a non-existent wave to be existent. Taking money and trying to, do percentage things and alter the figures. Are these the basis of which you're saying that the whole country is looking towards Narendra Modi? It's a sham. Please don't create this, smoke screen, around the people of India. They're not going to fall for this lie.
No, 1 second. I didn't get the counter. Piyush Goyal, Piyush Goyal.
Arnab, may I please come in?
No, Piyush Goyal. Anyway. No, the point is very clear. As I have said to Sanjay Jha the other day. I said to Sanjay Jha and I will repeat it ad nauseam. Because Mr. Kesavan wants to take some comfort.
Please answer that.
Mr. Kesavan wants to take some comfort in the fact that he perhaps thinks that if opinion polls should have put out that the Congress is getting over 200 plus. Just a minute, please. The fact of the matter is, Mr. Kesavan, let me settle it once and for all. Pick up the phone and ask the news channel which you are talking about. Ask them whether in a press conference in front of everyone, they were asked a straightforward question by a reporter that do you have any evidence that there is the slightest bit of what is wrong data in any poll published, telecast on any newspaper, magazine or television channel. And that channel said, no, we have no such proof.
Then why don't you explain
that ends it. In other words, there is absolutely no proof that any particular opinion poll telecast anywhere on any channel, including this channel or any other channel or any magazine or newspaper was incorrect. The point here is, Mr. Kesavan, now let me draw you back to the real question. The real question is why Sharad Pawar thinks that Rahul Gandhi's leadership is weak. Why does he think so?
Answer my question.
Where are the allies going?
The Election Commission, right?
Where are the allies going? What about the scams?
That they fear this and there are.
What about the medical scam?
You mean to say that the letter of the Election
What about the Augusta Westland scam? What about the Augusta Westland scam?
Why are you digressing?
What about the medical scam?
You're talking about leadership.
Why? What about these scams?
About leadership.
No, do these scams matter? Do these scams matter? You are a government which has a scam a day, Mr. Kesavan. A government has a scam a day. Rashtrapati Bhavan land is given away for 65 crore rupees.
Why don't you talk about that?
Submarines die. Submariners die because Exide batteries are not provided. Mr. Kesavan, my question to you is very simple. And fundamentally think about this. Do not dodge the question tonight. Tonight, you must explain to us before we let you go.
I'm not going anywhere, I'm here.
Rahul Gandhi stands there and gets garlanded in the pleasant company of Ashok Chavan after saying, I will act against corruption. A man who has been indicted by a report in the other scam, is cozying up once again with your party leader. You tell me, Mr. Kesavan, is this the change you as a young Congress leader were looking for? Is Ashok Chavan the mascot of the change the Congress party was providing?
You are a well-informed person.
Is he? Is he or is he not? Don't obfuscate.
Let me respond. You are a well-informed person. You know what the issue was about. The issue was about whether the land belonged to widows of the Kargil martyrs. It was very clearly said the land belonged to the Maharashtra government. It didn't belong to the widow of the Kargil martyrs. Now a judicial commission is there. It is sub judice.
That's your super technical replies. Don't give me super technical replies.
Rahul Gandhi is very
don't give me super technical replies.
Mr. Kesavan, it's very clear. You have to fight these elections on two issues. One is your performance, and in the performance, the first thing that comes across is the string of scams. Is the string of scams starting from 3WG to 2G.
Please let us, not.
Well, I don't know.
Mr. Kesavan, your track record is a track record of scams. You don't have a leadership to stand up and fight these scams. How do you think you're going to face an electorate of 120 crores?
And I think the people of India are going to judge this.
Yeah, so if you've acted immediately, is Rahul Gandhi getting garlanded by Ashok Chavan? That perception of actually acting on scam-tainted people, is that the image that you want to leave the people of this country with?
It was we who passed the RTI. It was we who pushed and passed the Lokpal bill.
Well, because as they say, Mr. Kesavan, you can promise the moon.
Let me make one point.
You can promise the moon.
This is at the crux of my argument. Let me make one point. See, you talk about corruption in 2002, and you faulted us for the ordinances.
No,
you said we couldn't. No,
we're taking the discussion forward. I'm taking a short break. The question here is this: pictures. We show the pictures and come on the other side. You can promise the moon. At the end of the day, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And today, Ashok Chavan and Rahul Gandhi cozying together is really the image of the day. I'm back in a couple of minutes. Secularism versus communalism, how much will that matter in the fight for 2014?